Go beyond, they said. Nothing really is going to take your essence. When I get back to the barracks, I'll give Marcus a prize for all the...
At ease, lad. At ease. I have an assignment for you. I have for your orders from both the Knight Commanders on Trill and Lord Bardock. You are to go to one of the dedicated housings right at the edge of the countryside borders. Right here. You are to escort an Artisan Steward, Victoria Rams, to the Atide Library at once. I am fully aware that you are no longer a page, and that there is already a steward representative going to the house as we speak, but this particular individual is ambitious and needs to be looked out for. There can be no mistakes, lad. No turning away from her. Report back to me the minute after you take her to Lord Rogers' office. Am I understood? Good. You are dismissed, lad. May the Maker be with you. Oh, and please be mindful around Miss Rams. She can lead you to unspeakable heights for both good or for the undecided.
Ah, Miss Okan, welcome. Please, take a seat. Thank you for coming on such short notice. I need you to go to one of the halfway cottages outside of Atade. Go and retrieve an Artisan Steward, Miss Rams, to the Atade Library within the next 2 days. I'm aware that this is such short notice for the parole hearing, but we are in a tight bind. 3 of our spies are missing, and Lord Hindress has informed me of political affairs that need our attention. Nothing you need to worry about, girl. But for now, you and a Teklar... Yes, I am. A Teklar squire will be escorting Miss Rams with you to assure your safety. No. Miss Rams is not dangerous in all honesty. Only her ambitions and her passions can be, if they aren't in checks and balances. I cannot say at this point. You are dismissed. Oh, Maker be with us all.
No one can say precisely why it happened, which may be, in the end, the best explanation for why it did. in a land not far from your own. Near or far from someone else's location, at the central heart of the continent of Niarb is the nation of Thalamus, a land where many of its people have the wielding ability to keep it in check through the essence that keep the land prosperous and alive. It is overseen by a group of stewards led by a congressional congress who keep the resources of natural essence in check, as well as those who come in or out of Nyar. They, along with the Teklar Knights, protect the people from deviants, who turn the people away from the way of the Maker. If ignored, the cost would be too horrible and too many to document. But a chance for redemption is always optional to those too afraid to fall again or to leave what they run from, if only one would follow through with it. A young lass walking to a small cottage with an envelope in hand, and many questions upon her mind. The last kisses of the summer rays warmed her cheeks as she stepped onto the thresholds of the cottage. As she prepared to meet someone that neither she nor her Teklar squire would ever anticipate. As she heard singing from the cottage residence, the young lass took a breath, and when she knocked, the entire course of the world changed. This is their story.
All right, I'm coming. Yes, what do you want? I figured as much. I've been suspecting that they would be sending someone to see if I have or haven't unleashed anything as of late. Not that it matters. Well, given that the council has been breathing down my neck for quite some time, I can understand why checking to see if I have been creating anything has been a thing as of late. As if killing my best work isn't hard enough. Here. Well, come on in. And don't let all the good air go in and out, lass. There. Right there. On the table. The head of the dracona quest that Lord Bardock and the council requested. No. Demanded me to kill. I have the seal of the local Teklars stating that they authorized the assistance with weapons and other means of essence to kill it. Which, may I add, was not easy. Even with 2 of my resources trying to assist me before killing it. And extra supplements from... Here. You could read it yourself. Look, I know I seem to be a bit paranoid, and I know that you are just a representative of the council as an apprentice. I just want to have eyes and ears to be a witness and to know that I followed through with my part. They can read the reports and send my paintbrush back to me, the sooner the better. I see. Well, Sorry if I unloaded a lot on you, lass. Shouldn't have assumed that a novice of the council knew everything about their appointed charges. But having the longing to unleash my very essence and abilities into something creative has caused my mannerism to drastically change. To do something! You're obviously responsible for seeing that if I have followed through with the terms that the council and I've established after my creatures were found loose all over Thalamus, or Nearb in their minds. You really don't know. Don't... I'll give Lord Bardock credit. He followed through with his promise not to expose too much to the common folk. No offense. That's... Didn't you say you had a message for me?
Miss Rams, I hope this letter finds you well. As you are aware, we of the Thalamus Council of Stewards still plan on having a parole meeting regarding the terms of your current position as a member of the Artisan Division. We are pleased to hear from Dr. Newcastle, Lord Rogers, and members of the local Teklars that you've invested in more literature standards, as well as volunteering for the reconstruction of their homes. We, however, request your presence a day earlier than planned due to unforeseen circumstances regarding forces outside of this pressing matter. Please, prepare to present your case and evidence in a collective manner, Miss Rams, and we shall discuss the terms of your services at the Atade Library in your current predicament. Sincerely, Isaac Bardock.
Well, as I suspected, Parole isn't being cooped up here bad enough. I suppose you are to accompany back to Atade and go to the library. Well, aren't you a bold and curious lass? Then again, you are an apprentice. Comes with the territory. Because I have been itching to do something for the better for quite some time. I want to be able to create something rich again, instead of having a steady diet of genuine dry and flavorless mush. Yet, I see that I'm being very cryptic with you, dear Warden. Since you are my escort, you do have the right to know what I do, or most of what I did, as the case may be. Sit down. I'll get the kettle going for some coffee. There's more to a kettle's function than just making tea. I usually have instant coffee, ready to go, unless you're a tea person. Then go to the next town.
As Vinchi made her way to the kitchen, the lass's eyes wandered to the studio surrounding the aspects of the cottage. Scattered pieces of canvases and papers were torn and crumpled apart. Materials of various formats of art lays broken and scattered. Mostly paintbrushes snapped in two. pastels melted and crushed, and pencils of various bowling tools shattered and thrown by the fireplace. Claw marks were noticeable on the chimney bricks and the wooden floor closest to it. The warden wondered if those belonged to the creature whose decapitated head rested on the artist's table.
Here you go. You seem to take notice of my shattered tools. The hardest part about being an artist, especially one that has essence-wielding abilities, is that your tools suffer. When their own owner neglects the care, they snap and break after many trials, experiments, and failures. Well, someone is chomping at the bit with curiosity now, are we? Well, you may as well know a tiny bit about me. For now, you may be my current warden, but even I can hold back information until I reach the council and all that matters. Code of conduct, you know. You may as well know by now that my name is Victoria Feyre Rams, alias name Vinchi. Don't ask why for now, and I am an artisan scriber keeper of the council who keeps the land of the Lammas in check by collecting and returning its essence to the core for the land of Niarb. This resulting in harmony and peace for all the people. At least, that's what most people assume. What we stewards do is to make sure that the bushels are gathered and bountiful for them, even though a lot of them are engineered thanks to the tons of seeds scattered from the results of Techlium experimented seeds being placed in the fields all over the land. I reckon you would say that, considering how very antsy nowadays. To answer your question, I was one of the few who have been gifted with the ability to create a sketch and then they came to life regardless of the medium or format when completed. Well, yes, anything, except for people. If I could do that, I'd have the most handsome man by my side, but no personality would come with it. Animals, creatures, items, and occasionally food if necessary. Most definitely. Yet, if not managed carefully, you may end up creating that. The dracona quest. Let's just say it was the result of my poor choice of strokes of paint at the time that I now regret. It's not something of your concern at this moment, girl. This thing was between me, the council, and the maker. All I know is that I was not happy at the fact that I had to surrender my magic paintbrush to them when they found out about the monster and how it was making a mess of things. The worst part about it was, it gave my name away. So I was given a choice. Kill it along with other compromised pieces, or permanent. You know, looking back now, I'm glad that I killed it. When the coma paused everything, Niarb and its people couldn't do much. So with extra stigma and some paints made from the picklerized berries to make the paint, you know, it used to be a mule once, then a lion, a dragon, until over time, it became a tangle of many things. Part of the reason why they are named draconiquises is that the nature of the Artesian wielder who created it reflects what's in the creator's heart, mind, and soul. It was sickly. I never thought that results of curiosity can bite me so hard in the rear and result in monstrous things. Perhaps killing my own art was the best course of action for all. No. For me. I appreciate the kind words and the listening ears. I just want to reach out there. Let everyone know who was impacted by my actions. And my art know how sorry I am for everything that I have done. I'm all right. As far as things are concerned. There's a new opportunity for all. Even me. Before we head to the Attad library, I need your help with this. I have to collect the regiments of some of the names of my contacts before burning its body. All you need to do is hold it by the antler and horn. Hey, don't judge me like that. I was on a long and dark path when I formed that thing. You're a Thaliman steward. You should know by now that collecting the essence is collecting information that the land has produced and given to us. It preserves and passes on information if the orb is placed correctly. Knowledge is power, and we must wield it wisely. But enough of the classroom session. Hold its head while I place the orb inside its mouth. Yes, it is a Selamic orb. It separates individual names and contacts of the monster's core and placed it where the head librarian of Attad can analyze it and place it in the record for me. So in layman's terms, I guess it's a passive transport from one area to another and diffused contact essence along the way. Think of it like a filter for water. Don't worry, lass. Barnabas himself made this, and if I had any bad vibes in there or ill intent, it'll shatter and eradicate everything. Don't ask how he'll know or do it, but it's just... Let's just get on with it. There we go. Now, I have to recite the command for the orb to take effect. Mirrors reflect what is not inside. Problems are solved on the countryside. Friend or foe, don't make me woe. Preserve my friends and make me forget my foes. Ah, perfect. Now, let's burn the body, and we will make our way in an hour or two after I pack. You know, I never caught your name. May I ask for it? Common courtesy, you know, lass. Of the Oaken family, eh? A pleasure. Now, let's... Huh? Do you have a friend to accompany you? Oh! Well, didn't expect this. Yes? I am Victoria Rams. What can I do for you? Well then. Now I got a lad and a lass to oversee me and to make sure that I get to at least one place to another? I'll never hear the end of it from Owen. Extra eyes? By whose orders? I should have known. Not surprised that Knight-captain Owen would get involved in this. I'm going to have to address him and the council about this matter. Well, many hands make the workload light. Let's get to work. It'll cut time on my packing, and at least I'll have more eyewitnesses for my hearing. Besides, the sooner the better.